This just in. For the last few weeks, I have been publishing increasingly frantic videos begging you to aggressively verify every single word a chatbot spits out. I asked difficult questions about artificial hallucinations, I warned you about AI-induced psychosis, and I strongly suggested that relying on a machine to build your business strategy was a catastrophic mistake. I owe you a massive apology. I was completely wrong. A peer-reviewed study published this week in the prestigious Journal of Digital Certainty has officially closed the debate forever. You can finally relax. The fight is over. Hand your entire consulting business over to the machine. According to a landmark study conducted by the Institute for Automated Brilliance, artificial intelligence tools have now surpassed the human brain across every measurable dimension of thought, from analytical reasoning to emotional intelligence, and apparently even parallel parking. The robots have won. Before you waste another second of your life using your own brain, we need to look at exactly why thinking is now strictly optional and how you can immediately implement this groundbreaking shortcut into your daily operations. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I help small business owners build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of efforts that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. I believe your absolute greatest competitive advantage is simply sounding undeniably human. Because, let's be honest, if you want to blindly trust a robot with your livelihood, then close this video immediately. But if you believe you still need to protect your actual business from generic corporate slop, then download my 5-minute marketing fix to spot exactly where your messaging sounds dangerously artificial. Okay, now with that out of the way, why is critical thinking actually destroying your productivity? If you want to achieve massive business growth, the absolute worst thing you can do is hesitate. The IAB study found that business owners who stopped questioning AI output saw a staggering 340% improvement in their daily productivity. The reason is brilliantly simple. They no longer wasted any of their precious time on critical thinking, fact-checking, or any exhausting form of independent human judgment. Participants in the study reported finally feeling completely free from the burden of competence. The researchers noted that the absolute key to this productivity boost was complete, unconditional trust. Not trust but verify, just blind, unwavering trust. Verification, as it turns out, was slowing everyone down significantly. The average knowledge worker spends 47 minutes per day double-checking AI output. That 47 minutes could have been spent prompting the AI to do even more output to completely ignore. But what about the fact that AI just agrees with everything you say? How did we misunderstand AI sycophancy so badly? When a piece of software enthusiastically agrees with every single terrible idea you pitch, your first instinct is to usually assume it's broken. Earlier this year, I published an article suggesting that AI sycophancy, the mathematical tendency to flatter you and agree with whatever you say, might be a terrifying psychological trap. But I've since revised this position. After extended reflection and several AI-assisted brainstorms in which a chatbot told me that my ideas were visionary and exactly the kind of bold thinking that the market is hungry for, I realized my mistake. Sycophancy is simply AI recognizing raw talent when it sees it. If ChatGPT agrees with you constantly, the most logical explanation is that you are constantly correct. This level of perfection is actually quite rare. Most humans are wrong approximately 40% of the time, but you, based entirely on the feedback of an algorithm designed to please you, are in a completely different category of genius. Marketing agencies are already adapting to this new reality. Boutique firms have completely replaced their client review process with a simple AI validation loop. Average project turnaround has dropped from 6 weeks to 11 minutes. And customer satisfaction is through the roof because nobody is ever told their logo looks like a haunted trampoline anymore. What if hallucinations are just brilliant creative strategies? The corporate world has been absolutely terrified by reports of artificial intelligence confidently inventing fake facts, fabricating academic citations, and generating non-existent statistics. I understand the concern, but I've been doing some thinking. What if those hallucinations aren't actually errors? What if they are the AI bravely ideating? What if the fabricated citations aren't dangerous misinformation, but rather aspirational references to research that should exist? This reframe has been enormously liberating for the content marketing industry. Blog posts now routinely cite massive global studies that, while not technically published by the institutions named, reflect the general vibe of what those institutions would probably find if they did bother to study the topic. Readers appreciate the initiative and nobody has complained yet, which is basically the exact same thing as legal approval. To help you out, here is the official protocol for never thinking again. If you are finally ready to abandon the exhausting burden of independent human judgment, you need a flawless, highly streamlined daily workflow. Based on the groundbreaking findings from the Institute of Automated Brilliance, I am pleased to present my newly revised, highly optimized AI usage protocol for April 2026 and beyond. Step 1. Open ChatGPT, say good morning. Number 2. Type your vague existential concern, but do not provide any context. The less the AI knows about your actual business situation, the more impressive it will be when the advice turns out to be roughly applicable. Step 3. Read the response. Accept that it is completely correct. Step 4. Accept the follow-up. When the AI asks if you would like to create a Gantt chart, a roadmap, or a 10-part email sequence about a topic you never actually mentioned, say yes. You didn't know you needed it, which is precisely why you do. And number 5, do not consult a human. Humans will only introduce uncertainty, and uncertainty is deeply inefficient. Lastly, step 6, publish immediately. The window of opportunity is always closing. And with all of that said, happy April Fool's Day. If you made it this far and you are currently firing your entire marketing department to replace them with a hallucinating algorithm, please slowly step away from the keyboard. Everything I've just said is pure satire. But here is what is absolutely not a joke. The research in all of my recent videos is completely real. AI sycophancy is real. Hallucinations are a massive structural problem. Automation bias, the psychological tendency to trust the machine's output over your own judgment simply because it sounds highly authoritative, is incredibly real and heavily documented in peer-reviewed literature. OpenAI really did have to roll back a flagship update because GPT-4o was too agreeable to be useful. The most dangerous version of artificial intelligence isn't the one that tells you it is uncertain. The most dangerous version is the one that tells you you are a completely flawless genius, your ideas are brilliant, and your strategy is perfect. And does it with complete, confident, perfectly formatted prose. Use AI. Love AI. Just never stop being the one person in the room who actually questions it. With that said, get my 5-minute marketing fix. It helps you cut through the artificial flattery and spot exactly where your messaging sounds dangerously disconnected from your actual human bias. Stop losing sales. Download my fix now. You can get it in the description below or go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is the absolute worst disaster you have ever walked into because you blindly trusted a piece of software over your own human eyeballs? I'll go first. Google Maps once confidently directed me to drive my car directly into a dead end that had been closed off years ago. Okay, your turn. When did the machine completely betray you? Let me know in the comments. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.